Sunday, January 31st, just about 30 minutes before sunset, Nancy Guthrie travels by Uber to the home of her oldest daughter, Annie. After dinner and games, son-in-law Tommaso Cioni brings her home. The time is 9:48. 2 minutes pass, and the 84-year-old's garage door closes. After midnight, Monday, February 1st, a masked, armed man approaches Nancy's door. Head down, he focuses in on the home's doorbell camera, then turns back to grab foliage in a clumsy attempt to cover the device.
There's no question that this was planned.
By 1:47 a.m., that Nest Cam is disconnected. At 2:12 a.m., another house camera detects movement. 16 minutes later, 2:28, Nancy's pacemaker disconnects from the app on her phone. Later that morning, a friend who regularly hosts Nancy to watch a streamed church service alerts the family that she's absent. 11:56, family goes to Nancy's home to investigate. 7 minutes later, 911 is called.
Nancy Guthrie, 84-year-old white female, 5'4", 150, brown and blue, last and wearing unknown clothing.
12:15, sheriff's deputies arrive at Nancy's house and the search begins.
Breaking overnight, Nancy Guthrie, Savannah's 84-year-old mother, now at the center of a missing persons case.
Monday, February 2nd, the nation wakes to learn of Guthrie's family's nightmare. The Today Show begins without Savannah and with grave news.
And our thoughts and our prayers are with our dear friend and colleague and her family this morning.
We saw some things at the home that were concerning to us.
9 a.m., the Pima County Sheriff's press conference is carried live from coast to coast.
This is a 84-year-old lady who suffers from some physical ailments, is in need of medication that if she doesn't have in 24 hours, it could be fatal.
A local TV station receives a ransom note with specific details about what Nancy was wearing and with two distinct deadlines.
We're gathering some DNA samples to get those to our crime lab. But yes, it's evident to us that she was moved from that house against her will.
By the next day, Tuesday, February 3rd, the sheriff updates News Nation about that DNA.
It confirmed that the DNA that we found belonged to Nancy, Savannah's mom.
It's announced that Savannah will be pulling out of Olympics coverage, and she asked the nation, just pray on Instagram.
One day the helicopter was low, it was staying in one spot for a while, and then it would move to different areas around her house, but low and steady. And I'm told that's because what's known as a signal sniffer was sent in, which is a very, very small box that goes on one of the helicopter skids, and it can actually detect Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker, which is pretty incredible. But it has to stay low and it has to stay still, and it's not a perfected technology. It can also detect other things like AirPods, other items with Bluetooth signals. But it's a tool that they're using, or that they, at least I know that they used last week, which again I hadn't heard of, which I thought was really interesting. So I wanted to.
While sheriff's helicopters circle, News Nation brings viewers a sobering scene. We were able to get up close to the house right near the front door, and there is blood. There is a blood trail near the front door of Nancy Guthrie's house. Wednesday, February 4th, days after the crime scene is released, law enforcement converges with dogs, a perimeter, and investigators all over the property.
Are they getting things in the garage, or are they just using it to go in and out?
And love for her daughters and family.
Nancy's neighbors gather in prayer.
Now hang in there, Nancy. You got this.
President Trump posts pledging immediate federal support.
On behalf of our family.
And for the first time, we hear from the anguished family, directly addressing the kidnapper.
She is a devoted friend. She is full of kindness and knowledge. Talk to her and you'll see.
Thursday, February 5th sees a meager reward for information bump up to $50,000. Deputies canvass behind Annie Guthrie's home. A 5 p.m. ransom deadline comes and goes, and Nancy's only son posts a message.
Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you.
The FBI deploys digital billboards on Friday, February 6th. Nancy's car is towed. We learn another ransom note goes to a local TV station.
Is it, written by the same person? It's very difficult to.
On there, that's where Nancy's house is. They've actually moved us back. They closed off the entire area and set up yet another crime scene at Nancy Guthrie's house. And there's a ton of FBI that just arrived. They took, a camera off it was on the roof, it looked like. I think they took the floodlight out of the back. They towed Nancy's car.
And reporters aboard Air Force One get a briefing.
We have some clues, I think, that are very strong, and I think we could have some answers coming up fairly soon.
Saturday, February 7th, brings a flurry of activity both at Nancy and Annie Guthrie's home.
So I'm outside Annie Guthrie's house. Saw camera flashes from inside the house coming from the windows. So
Nancy's children release another emotional video.
We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us.
The septic tank behind Nancy's home is searched on Sunday the 8th.
At Nancy Guthrie's house the night she was abducted. In this disturbing Nest camera surveillance footage released by the FBI today, you can see a masked person walk up to Nancy's front door and begin tampering with the camera around the time Nancy disappeared. The person has a gun holstered to their waist and is wearing gloves and a fully stuffed backpack. They then stop, turn around, and begin searching for something, eventually grabbing a handful of flowers from the yard, which they then use to block the view of the security camera as they disable it. This third video shows the person slightly hunched over as they walk up to the door.
Michael and Colleen, there is a lot going on where we are. This is Rio Rico, as you said, about an hour away from the home of Nancy Guthrie here near Nogales. That would be the border town in Arizona. And what we have here are sheriffs from the neighboring county here, along with sheriffs from Tucson, as well as investigators. Now, this entire block in this quiet town, really a farm town, is completely closed off. We have seen forensics trucks go in and out, and we have spoken with neighbors as well. Now, I want you to also take a look at video from just about a mile up the street. Now, what you are going to see here is a car that is being searched as well. So we've got two different scenes that are right now very active with investigators. When it comes to that car being searched, that is where the Pima County Sheriff's Department tells us that they pulled someone over in a traffic stop, we understand, and detained that person. That person, again, detained, being questioned right now in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
Right here on by Chubasco.
Okay, and you were taken into custody at that point?
Yeah.
And you were
I was being detained.
Detained, okay.
I was detained the whole time.
Okay,
That's what they told me.
Where were they holding
At the
you?
back of a car.
Back of a
Miranda car, and then they moved me into a Pima County Sheriff.
Were you being questioned in the car?
At the Miranda car, I was being questioned, but they only asked me for my first name, my last name, my date of birth, and my social.
Okay. What were they asking you about?
My whereabouts.
Okay.
Where do I work? Where was I, and all that. But
are you ever up in Tucson?
Yeah, I work in Tucson.
What do you do?
GLS, deliver packages.
Okay.
The suspect is male and is about 5'9" or 5'10" feet tall with an average build. In the video released to the public, he's wearing a black 25-liter Ozark Trail Hiker backpack. The FBI also posted photos of the backpack model for reference. The Bureau says the new details are based on a forensic analysis of the doorbell camera footage you're seeing on your screen. And as the search nears the 2-week mark, the FBI reward for information about Guthrie's abduction has been increased to $100,000.
Dozens and dozens of SWAT, FBI, Pima County Sheriff's vehicles piled into this neighborhood. White Sprinter van at a traffic stop for a while. Then the scene seemed to change to a Culver restaurant parking lot. And this is what I had to stay up so late for tonight. I still can't tell you what it all means and what actually happened, but here's what I know just from the reporting and the pictures that are coming in from the scene. A man was being questioned in that parking lot, seated in the back passenger seat of a sheriff's vehicle. The sheriff's deputies were sort of blocking who the person was, but you could clearly see they were questioning somebody. Suddenly, agents are snapping lots of pictures of it, right? And people are trying to get pictures of them taking pictures, but we can't see inside the vehicle. And they are taking pictures all the way around the vehicle, and then they bring up two vehicles to sandwich either side of that silver Range Rover. And the next thing we see is tents going up to shield whatever it was they were looking at when they opened the back trunk of the silver SUV, of the Range Rover. And they held these, like privacy screens on either side so that reporters could not see whatever it was they were looking at, photographing or processing or taking out of the back of the silver Range Rover.